Terrence Howard just gave an interview where he talked about all the celebrities who were sexually involved with Diddy. The interview has now been released. And people say Terrence has been getting threats because of the names he mentioned. Things are getting even worse for Diddy. A new lawsuit has been filed that includes Jay-Z, Beyonce, and even LeBron James. This shows that some of the most famous people in the industry were connected to Diddy. If Diddy ends up in jail, it could bring down one of the biggest sex trafficking rings in Hollywood.
Speak against me and use the same courage that it took for me to say those truths. Man to man, eye to eye, integrity and in truth. I've spent a lifetime earning the right to speak with the conviction about these truths that I speak. So if you want to tear that down, have the decency to come and say it directly to my face. And say it like a man.
Oscar-nominated actor Terrence Howard left the film industry because he knew what really happens behind the scenes. Things like casting couches and sexual favors are a big part of how the industry works. Diddy's arrest and the tapes he recorded back up all of this. Recently, on the Patrick Bet-David podcast, Terrence said he turned down some of the biggest roles in his career to protect his values. Diddy wanted to sleep with Terrence, but Terrence said no because he has principles.
Did you ever have the opportunity where you got invited and you said no to it?
Hell yeah.
What was the consequences when you said no?
Puffy invited me for weeks asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music. And he's sitting there, just looking at me, like waiting. Okay. So then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to fuck you. That's what my assistant said. And I was like, oh, okay. Now I get it. So now no more communication. Now you know to be hands-off with somebody. A number of producers come in to make the approach, and you threaten to punch them in the mouth, or threaten to knock their head off for talking to you or looking at you like you're a woman. When you approach a real man about his masculinity, you're going to get a real reaction back. It's a difference when a guy walks in a room and when a man walks into a room. And a man don't take the same things that a guy will accept. So always be the man in the room. And that's always been my whole thing, and have lost businesses because I don't bend over in that way. I don't compromise. I don't play gay roles. I don't kiss a man. I don't do that shit because the man card means everything.
Terrence said that people who agree to these kinds of deals and lose their integrity are left with lasting trauma. They can never forget the abuse. He questioned what success is really worth if you have to give up your self-respect to get it, according to him. Stars like Justin Bieber and Usher are struggling mentally and use drugs to try to forget the painful things they went through.
You see some guys struggling with that. You see Bieber struggling with that. You see some of these guys struggling with that.
They can't get it out of their head. They can't get it out of their head. The things that they did, no matter how they did it, whether they were drunk or high or whatever, you gave up your man card. You need therapy. And that's the thing that hurts them the most. And so they end up on drugs, end up every way to try and get rid of any principles there are. And that's what the business does. And the women that trade their bodies to go and get the role, they get to the point where they have their Oscar, they have their money, but they don't have their dream. They don't have the soul that they started with. So it's like achieving don't mean anything. If I get all the Nobel Prizes from doing all of this, but in the process I have to trade out all of my integrity to do it so that they can stay in place, what benefit is that if I lose my integrity? You got to go in as a principal. And what we were brought in here is men. We produce 1,500 sperm per heartbeat for a reason, because the aggression is necessary. You don't trade that in, no matter what.
Before his interview, Terrence Howard tweeted that he was ready to expose all the lies and that this was only the beginning. He wrote that the great lie was coming to an end and that people had waited years for the truth to come out. Now that it's here, he said it's time to live by it. He talked about tearing down the system built on lies and said the revolution had started. Make way for life, he said, and told people to stay tuned because they were just getting started. After the interview, some of the people he mentioned reportedly approached him, and he also received threats. In a video posted afterward, Terrence spoke about what happened.
Listen, before y'all talk about me, y'all need to talk to me. You see, once upon a time, if a man questioned another man's honor, he didn't do it from the shadows. He had to do it out in the open, with his name, his chest out, and his chin high. Not hiding behind a keyboard or tucked behind edited clips of fair use disclaimers. You see, citing Section 107 of the Copyright Act does not give you free rein to defame, misrepresent, or harm another's reputation. Fair use is not a shield for character assassination. So here's the simple truth. If you take my words, my image, my ideas, and twist them to feed your fear and inflate your ego, if you profit off of my name while calling me a liar, then be prepared to stand behind your accusation.
As we look deeper into what Terrence Howard has been saying, it becomes clear that Hollywood has a serious problem with abuse. Sexual misconduct is widespread in the film industry. Some of the most well-known names, like Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, Roman Polanski, and now Diddy, have been accused of using their power to take advantage of young men and force them into disturbing situations. These powerful people are said to be part of a group that controls much of Hollywood and the music industry. Executives at record labels and film directors were also reportedly involved in the sex trafficking network connected to Diddy.
You got to take drugs. You're going through so much shit to try and deal with life. You are literally, it's an unhealthy space. And so eventually you're going to go too far, you know? Who knows what happened to Philip? Who knows what he had to do in order to get to where he was at? There's a lot of things that people do that end up sitting and they can't get over it. And they got to keep getting high, hoping to get it out of their head, you know? But when you lose your man card, that's the only thing I can think of. You lose your damn man card.
What is that? What do you mean by that?
You give up your ability, your right to being a man. A man don't take it, a man gives it. So when you give up that man card, you don't get that back.
Are you saying what I think you're saying?
Now, I'm saying what I'm saying. You don't get that back. You come into this world as a man one time. You give up that right for anything, for fear of being hurt, fear of somebody doing something, for wanting to gain something. When you give up that man card right, you lose some spiritual energy that has always been pushing through. Like if a woman gives up her womanly right of being a mother and taking care of her family and do all those things. When you give up those things, but when you give up your manhood, I've never seen somebody recover from it. That was all the people that went to the puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing. Got punked out and pimped out by some greater desire. You shouldn't have a greater desire than being a man. So I believe that's a big problem with a lot of the actors out there because they get fluid. And next thing you know, once you go fluid, it's gone. You don't have any foundation to pull yourself back from. So maintain your man.
This is exactly what 50 Cent has been saying for years. He's claimed that every celebrity who went to Diddy's wild parties knew what was really happening behind the scenes. But they stayed silent because that's how the industry works. Many of them turned a blind eye or even helped cover up Diddy's crimes, including the abuse of minors. According to 50, they're all guilty in some way. He says he never went to Diddy's parties because he didn't want any part of it.
Haven't liked each other business-wise for a long time.
Well, that's why it's only business. It was really, away from that, I explained why I didn't hang out with him, right? Because it's a little fluffy stuff going on.
It's not your scene.
It's not my stuff.
Not your scene.
They hug you from the front and the back at the same time. I got uncomfortable with him because the way he was asking to try and get me to hang out with him was like, yo, I'll take you shopping. Like, and I'm like, what you mean? Like, that's something you say to a woman you're attracted to, maybe.
Right.
It's just weird, bro. Like, and now you start to see a lot of the weird stuff that was there. It looks like it all lines up, don't it? It was not in the closet. It was in front of you, and you wasn't seeing it because you see the beards, or you see the girls. So you didn't look at them the way it actually is to a degree. And when I say people respond, how people respond to things matter, like the internet will take to it and just go off with it. Meek responds being the uncomfortability. He goes, yo, nah, I'll spend $100,000 to find out why my name is in this like this. And it's in it only.
Meek Mill used to spend time with Diddy, going shopping with him and even showing up to parties wearing matching outfits. This happened after 50 Cent had already distanced himself from Diddy. 50 said he stayed away because he understood what being close to Diddy really meant. Diddy was sexually interested in 50, but 50 turned him down. According to the claims, Meek Mill said yes because he was willing to give up his dignity in exchange for fame and success.
Got close when he offered to take you shopping.
Yeah, you see, now Meek is in the same shirt. He's out there in the same shirt. This is not Photoshop.
Shit.
This is really stop it, man. You set that up. Look, obviously was not offended by what I was offended by. Guys may say to a girl, you know, like, let me take a shot. See?
Damn.
They found it that quick.
What do you think's happening in the middle?
I don't know what is going on.
Wow,
Because it was like, he was like, yo, you hot now. Now we got to hang out now. Like, you know, like hang out.
Yeah.
He said, I don't know, man. I'll take you shopping and I get you some fly shit and you can give me the hood shit. And I was looking and I was like, let me just move away from him because I'm going to mess up the way. Certain things, they let it go by because it's Puff. He wasn't like in the closet. He was like in the hallway.
All these years, you being the only one calling this out.
No, I look like I've been the crazy guy for a long
They
time.
said you're a hater. They
You're
said
a
you're crazy.
hater. You do this. Yeah, and now everybody's complaining. My ass is hurting.
It wasn't just Meek Mill who was connected to Diddy. Jay-Z and Beyonce have also supported Diddy for years. According to recent lawsuits, they were regular guests at his private parties too. Many believe that Jay-Z and Beyonce got married, mainly for business reasons to build their brand and grow their power in the industry. Well, their names have appeared in 2 different lawsuits. And some say it's only a matter of time before they face legal trouble, just like Diddy.
Look, when Jay signed his contract, the big one was with Beyonce. When he signed that contract, the marriage contract, he got trophies. Now those fucking trophies, trophies came rolling in, buddy. He started getting Grammys left and right, man. I mean, look, if you look at his career,
This guy. Oh, wow. You're going to let him say that? Jay was getting Grammys.
He had one.
Exactly.
He had one.
And he ain't show up.
He has like 20 now.
Hold on.
He had like 18 since he been down. Look, he had one, bro. Hard Knock Life.
You're not wrong.
He was one. After that, he got some shit. He started drinking. His pictures with him like fucking things the cup.
Wait a minute. So you're saying the success is derived from the marriage?
I've absolutely been treated differently.
The accolades.
Because he's no longer viewed as what, like a street or gangster rapper. Now he's viewed as a businessman, entrepreneur, family man.
And the biggest ones because of the position Beyonce's in.
Oh, wow.
Jay-Z's career, you can look at that as, say, the association to Beyonce is when he started to receive the 16, 17 Grammys since he's been with Beyonce. Right? And you go, prior to that, 1.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So that came in association, like you see their kids even have Grammys. Like, they don't sing yet. They don't sing. Right. They don't rap yet. And they already have Grammys and shit. So it's like they give them this trophy so we secure that they're coming to the award show. It meant that much to the culture that they just gave them.
Almost every major rapper was connected to Diddy in some way. They're all staying quiet now, but the evidence of their involvement is still out there. Just look at the people who were partying with Diddy back in 2010. Busta Rhymes, Rick Ross, DJ Khaled, and Usher were all known to be close to him. In May 2018, something serious happened at Trump's National Doral Golf Course in Miami. The place had to be shut down because of a shooter named Jonathan Oddie. He claimed he was Diddy's sex slave and said he was being controlled.
You better believe it. Shout at Def Jam. We the best. You know what it is. It's 2010, baby. It's the takeover. I'm going in.
Happy New Year to the whole planet. God is the greatest. Real talk. And you know, I mean, if there's anything that somebody can say better than that, I'm all ears. But with that being said, continuous blessings to the whole entire universe.
Big shout out to my man Drake is in the house. Fabulous is in the house. There's no brotherly love. My biggest brother of them all, the boss, Ricky Ross, is in the house. Ricky Ross, report to the grass. DJ Khaled, he's the best. He's in the house. Tiana Taylor is in the house. My brother Chris Brown, I'm gonna stick with him through thick and thin. Chris Brown is in the house. You know what I'm saying? Cause something ain't right, so I know Chris Brown is in the house. Big shout out to my son Quincy, my son Christian, my son Justin.
Diddy and Ross, which they good buddies, okay? They're gay.
Who?
Both. Diddy and Ross. And Khaled. They're all gay. Okay?
DJ Khaled, Rick Ross, and P. Diddy?
Yeah.
They all gay?
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right.
Khaled is a Hamas supporter. Okay?
Who supporter?
Hamas.
Yeah.
Sorry, I said it wrong.
No worries.
Hamas supporter, okay?
Right.
I had sex with Cassie and Sean. Basically, he would masturbate and tell me what to do with Cassie. I had like 15 encounters, and I heard a lot.
Hidden in plain sight.
It's hidden.
I think I see what you're saying.
Okay, how do I know this?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. How do you know this?
Do you know Sean Combs?
And I'm sure that's probably not public information yet, but who's the person that's number one on that invitation list?
Leonardo DiCaprio.
And I can get on that list,
yes,
right?
Without a doubt, you are invited.
That is so generous of you. Cheers to that.
Things have gotten even worse for Jay-Z and Beyonce. The recent lawsuit that mentions them now includes 3 more major celebrities as witnesses. And this time, the person filing the case isn't anonymous. A new civil lawsuit has been filed against Jay-Z, Beyonce, LeBron James, and Gloria Estefan. It accuses them of being at a party hosted by Diddy, where a man was allegedly abused and humiliated. The man, Chozo Manzaro, claims that in 2015 he was drugged, taken against his will, and seriously harmed. He says he was the victim of a coordinated and criminal group led by Diddy. In the civil case filed in Florida on April 1st, Manzaro says he was attacked as part of a human trafficking operation. He claims that after touching a greasy substance on his front door, he passed out only to wake up in another location. There, someone allegedly told him that Diddy wanted him brought to a freak-off. Party Manzaro says he was taken through a secret tunnel that connected to a Miami home belonging to Gloria and Emilio Estefan. When he partially woke up, he found himself in a large party area, which he believes was a birthday party for Diddy's 17-year-old son, Christian Combs. At the party, he says he was forced to wear a penis mask, according to the lawsuit. Jay-Z and Beyonce were sitting in the room. When they saw Manzaro, Beyonce allegedly asked, "What's this? What's this all about? Why is this half-naked white man with a penis mask standing here in front of me?" Manzaro says he was then forced to walk through several rooms filled with people who laughed and mocked him.
Diddy Combs is facing new accusations of human trafficking as he awaits his federal trial. In a civil case filed in Florida April 1st, Joseph Manzaro alleges, according to court documents obtained by E! News, that he was drugged, transported against his will, and sexually maimed as a victim of a coercive and organized criminal enterprise facilitated by Combs and others back in 2015, and names celebs such as Beyonce, Jay-Z, and LeBron James as witnesses in the lawsuit. In his filing, Manzaro says the alleged events took place in April 2015. He states that he lost consciousness after feeling a, quote, greasy substance resembling Vaseline as he opened the front door to his home, after which he says he was transported to another residence, where an associate of Combs allegedly told him that the music mogul wanted him brought to a freak-off event. Manzaro alleges in the suit he was secretly transferred to the music producer's home through a concealed tunnel allegedly connected to Gloria Estefan and Emilio Estefan's Miami property. He alleges that upon regaining partial consciousness, he found himself inside a large party area upon information and belief that it was a birthday party for Combs' then 17-year-old son, Christian Combs. There, he was allegedly forced to appear in a penis mask. The lawsuit states, Jay-Z and Beyonce Knowles Carter were seated in the room, and upon seeing Manzaro, Beyonce Knowles Carter asked, "What's this? What's this all about? Why is this half-naked white man with a penis mask standing here in front of me?" Manzaro alleges in the lawsuit that he was then forcibly paraded through multiple rooms filled with people who were jeering and taunting him.
High-profile individuals, including Jacob Arabo, Jay-Z, Gloria Estefan, LeBron James, and Beyonce Knowles Carter, are identified as witnesses due to their presence or knowledge of the events surrounding the freak-off orchestrated by defendant Diddy. Wow. And freak-off, of course, is something that we've heard many times before, both in Combs' criminal case and other civil cases, to describe these prolonged sexual episodes, usually with sex workers. But Manzaro is suing Sean Combs. He is suing a man named Eric Mejias. He is suing Brendan Paul, who's been described in another lawsuit as Sean Combs' drug mule, Emilio Estefan, who is married to pop superstar Gloria Estefan, and Adria English, who filed her own lawsuit against Sean Combs, claiming she too was a victim of sex trafficking. By the way, it's interesting he's not suing these other celebrities that I mentioned, like Jay-Z and Beyonce and Gloria Estefan, possibly because he doesn't believe their alleged liability amounted to a civil claim, but seems to want to call them as witnesses at a trial, although I have to imagine they will do everything in their power to quash any subpoena.
Another big name trying to distance himself from the Diddy allegations is Will Smith. During a recent comedy show in San Diego, Will joked, "I haven't been anywhere near those damn freak-offs," and added, "I don't even like baby oil." His comments were in response to claims linking him to Diddy as a close associate. But things didn't end there. Will Smith's former assistant has come forward, revealing that he once caught Will cheating on his wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, with actor Dwayne Martin. This has added even more attention to Will's name as people continue to question who is really involved behind the scenes.
The world we're in right now, it's really hard for y'all to discern what's real and what's true, you know? And I've been seeing y'all memes and stuff. People be making memes. I see the memes. I see them now. Some of that stuff is funny. Some of it's funny. But I haven't addressed any of this publicly, but I just want to say this very clearly. I don't have to do with Puffy, so y'all can stop all them memes. I can stop all of that. I ain't been nowhere near no damn freak off. Listen, I do enough of my own. Don't be putting me in other people. I ain't been nowhere near that man. I ain't did none of that stupid. So, whenever y'all hear it, if somebody say that, it's a damn lie. I don't even like baby oil. I haven't said that publicly. I just said y'all the first time. I usually don't respond to dumb stuff because it's like people. It's so many things people say, so much stuff, but you know that one your memes was doing too much. Y'all was having me mad.
Unlike the others being exposed, 50 Cent has nothing to hide. Terrence Howard said the same thing. The reason both 50 Cent and Terrence Howard can speak out publicly about the people connected to Diddy is because they never took part in those parties. They stayed away, which is why they're not worried because they have nothing to cover up.
Don't throw out allegations, but you kind of poke fun at them.
You just ask questions.
You're not worried that it comes back your way? Like people dig up your past and try to pull stuff up?
I don't got that shit in my past.
Everybody got a little bit. Not that it's real enough.
I took a pill, but it was for me to perform better. For her to remember, buddy. I didn't fucking give her a drink so she forget what the fuck happened. What the fuck is going on here, bro?
Yes, I took two drinks.
I gave me the fucking drug to perform. So she could remember and possibly love me for that.
Did it work?
What the fuck? This is, yo, bro, look, I'm doing pretty good. Like, I'm pretty good. You know what I mean? Like, but I'm just saying, this is the opposite of normal shit that we're talking about, bro.
That is why. Well, I don't know why it's so hard for people
So
just
for
to
people to
acknowledge
feel
weird
like
shit is
you
weird.
would have something or you would have reserved energy because you feel like you was doing it too, this is people that are looking on separation between their hardships or their the things that they got going on that would be issues and what a celebrity's issues would be.
Wait, what is that?
They think all celebrities are doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Right, and when you see, if I wasn't saying anything, guess what? You could safely say that a person on the outskirts that is not involved in hip-hop culture could think that everybody in hip-hop culture is with that shit.
Did he do it, right?
Yeah.
I know
He did it.
You've been heavy on social media talking about it.
He did it. And I'm the only one who's been vocal about this long before it actually.
Oh, you've been saying this for a long time now. And then no one was, they're just, why is he saying this? And now it's coming out like crazy. I mean,
But I also didn't participate. I also didn't go to those parties.
Yeah.
So a lot of the celebrity culture that you don't hear saying anything is because they participated to a degree.
Was there a reason you never went to those parties back in the day? Obviously, I know what's going on there, but is there a reason you never did?
I'm just not with all that freaky shit. Like all of the stuff that he's doing, I'm not into that type of stuff. I'm just a little more, maybe you could say basic or normal.
Netflix docuseries that you've been working on, Diddy Do It.
Right.
You've been saying for years that you feel you knew Diddy's character.
Right.
Yet you said you weren't a part of that lifestyle, you weren't going to the parties. So what makes you so absolutely sure that these kinds of allegations that we've seen against him are true?
Well, I'm surprised by the allegations, as surprised as everyone else is. Like, I didn't make the allegations, I didn't tell people to say these things. It comes out, I see it in the news like everyone else. But I did feel uncomfortable with the way you would present the idea of going to these projects.
To come party with me.
Yeah. And then that swayed me away from it. Just that alone.
So you didn't realize
As much stuff was coming. Like, when I seen today, it was allegations of 3 men that said he drugged them. And it's a long time, to be honest with you. Like, when people don't remember being violated for 20 years, it makes me feel a little hard.
What are your thoughts on the allegations against Jay-Z?
That was interesting. When I was saying things, not knowing exactly what I was saying, but I was going with, like, where's Jay at? He's mad quiet. Like while the Puffy thing was going on. But it's obvious now that his team was being made aware that he was in those allegations also. So
50 Cent is getting ready to expose all of Diddy's secrets in his upcoming documentary titled Diddy Do. The project was announced in December 2023 and is expected to release in the next few weeks. The documentary promises to uncover everything about Diddy and the people connected to him. Netflix released a statement saying, "This is a story with significant human impact. It is a complex narrative spanning decades, not just the headlines or clips seen so far. We remain steadfast in our commitment to give a voice to the voiceless and to present authentic and nuanced perspectives."
It's kind of interesting. I think that civil suit turned into a look. They looked at it like maybe it's a criminal situation.
Right.
A little early, and it could have been the same lobbyists and the same people that use their connections to make that happen for Puff.
Is that kind of why you was going hard on him the last couple years? Is it because of the liquor situation? Because, to be honest, since the situation he's in now, it's kind of like you fell back on him. Was this all over the liquor, or you just said?
Well, most of that was motivation. That was competing,
right?
But with brands, and they was ahead of me.
Right.
Because he had been working on Ciroc and stuff like that. And then integrating it into our culture with Coco Loso and different things with different people connected to it. So, yeah, that's what that was. But when you look at, he would do a lot of foul shit. Like, behind the scenes, he would do some foul shit.
Diddy's legal team is starting to panic. They just filed a request to delay the trial, but the judge denied it. His lawyers said they needed 2 more months to get ready. What's strange is that Diddy's attorney, Mark Agnifilo, had claimed months ago that they were already fully prepared. But now that it's time to actually face the court, he's backing out. The truth is, the evidence against Diddy is overwhelming and hard to ignore.
The music mogul appeared in court asking for a 2-month delay, but it was denied by the judge. Combs also asking to exclude a March 2016 video obtained by CNN, which apparently shows Combs physically assaulting his then-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura. His attorneys allege the tape was manipulated, which CNN denies. Let's bring in ABC News chief investigative reporter Aaron Katursky, along with legal contributor and trial attorney Brian Buckmeyer. Aaron, let's start with you. It looks like court is going to start next month, that trial, despite that request of a pushback from Diddy and his defense team. What more do we know about what happens next?
Well, it's going to start with jury selection May 5th. The judge denied a request from Sean Combs' legal team for a 2-month adjournment to try and resolve some evidentiary disputes. The judge said there was no reason that he saw that there needed to be that kind of delay. Still plenty of time.
More victims are now coming forward. Cassie has been officially confirmed as one of the witnesses federal prosecutors will call in the upcoming trial. At first, the case involved just 2 victims, but that number has grown. It now looks like there may be a total of 5 confirmed witnesses who are expected to testify against Diddy.
Either, by the way, victim 4 or victim 5?
Yeah.
Talk to me about that.
Absolutely. I know on Tuesday when we had spoke, we were talking a lot about victim 4, who we know to be a former employee of Sean Diddy Combs. And a lot of the issues surrounding victim 4 in this particular part was about her emails. I can't confirm that this victim is a woman. But as far as her emails go, the defense wanted the full scope of the emails that the government did not have access to. And so the defense, to their point, they just wanted the full extent of it so it can show a clear picture, because previously they were arguing that this alleged victim was just cherry picking messages and emails between herself and Diddy and sending it over to the government. The defense on their part, they wanted the full scope of the emails. But as far as the judge and his ruling, he said that requesting the full extent of the emails, which by the way are like 100,000 emails, it's a lot of emails, especially if you were having trial next month. But the request he had said, he being the judge, was a fishing expedition. But he said, and he kind of left the door open with this, that if the defense wanted to make a renewed motion pointing to specific emails, specific key terms, then they could go about filing the appropriate paperwork, see how they could go.
Some of the biggest names in Hollywood are now being dragged into the spotlight. With more lawsuits being filed, victims coming forward, and the Did He Do It documentary on the way, the truth is finally starting to surface. Like, share, and drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you want to stay ahead of what's coming next, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications.